Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, you can find all the links in the description box below or trainworld.com. And without further ado, enjoy today's video.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Thomas Tuesday. That's right, we are back to Thomas Tuesday after experiencing Thomas Thursday and Thomas Monday and all these other weird, funky days of the week. But yes, we are finally back to Thomas Tuesday. And the chat is going crazy. The chat is going absolutely crazy. We have over 100 people tuning in already, and I'm assuming the numbers are only going to go up. They're all hyped up to see the new guests work, as well as the reveal of Sir Handel. Not to mention there's even more reveals that we didn't even mention yet that we'll be getting to, but I'm pumped up as always. But without further ado, let me please introduce our guest for this evening, Tom T. Legend. You may also know him as Tom the Legend, or previously known as STL. He is a phenomenal railway series and realistic models modeler. Starting with narrow gauge and into standard gauge. He's on a ton of different types of models. So Tom, thank you so much for coming on this evening, and how are you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing quite well.
Awesome. And the man of the hour, Doug Blaine, is with us too, once again, to show us all the reveals, including the anticipated Sir Handel reveal, which is something that was announced way back in early 2022. And here we are finally approaching autumn 2024. Finally, a reveal of the narrow gauge engine we've been waiting for. Doug, how are you doing this evening?
Very well, thank you. Great to be with you this evening, and I look forward to seeing what Tom has as well. Just in your initial intro there for Thomas Tuesday, Thomas Monday, Thomas Thursday, whatever, I think the point is every day is a Thomas Day as far as I'm concerned. So
it never, ever gets old.
Exactly. The reveal we have for Sir Handel is an unpainted sample. I look forward to sharing that with everybody, and I'm happy to be here, and let's get the show on the road.
Awesome. And those of you who are wondering, yes, Ken will be joining us. He is running late at the moment. He texted me. He's fine. He's not dead. He's in the clear. He's coming. So no fear of any of that. But he will be joining us for a brief moment later in the stream. Yes, he is fine. So I'm just looking in the chat here, and once again, Doug, the chat's going crazy. Once again, I see Doug, I see Ken, everyone's worrying about Ken. And like I said, he's fine, guys, not to worry. But thank you so much for tuning in. Again, over 100 people already tuned in, and we're only a few minutes into the stream. So that really says a lot right there as to how much is really to be expected in this stream. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in all over the world, no matter what time zone you're currently in. And yeah, we're going to begin this show on the road. So as always, Tom, I'd like to begin with you. Please tell us how you first got into Thomas.
Well, it started as a kid. My grandparents mainly, well, my grandfather. He just started buying me train stuff, and of course it was Thomas stuff. It didn't help that we're well, let's say a 5 or so minute drive away from the retail location of Train World on Long Island in Lynbrook. something that still affects me to this day. It's way too close. It's bad for the wallet. He started me off of wooden, and I remember when it was a wall at Trainland, and they sold tapes. And I was miserable that we didn't leave with half the store every single time we went, but we'll gloss over that. And at some point, I got into the Bachmann models. And then it sort of tapered off at that point. And then a few years ago, 7 years ago at this point, I started to get back into the books, which I sort of had been introduced to for the USA Collector Club, where they sent the two-sided Railway Series books. And a very, very distant family member gifted me the original complete collection of the Railway Series. Imagine my confusion seeing all these characters that never appeared in the show. Which affected me for years. I never got over it. Until I got back into the books, and that got me interested in the more realistic aspects of modeling. And I had already started to get into 00 proper at that point. It was just really good timing. So, I did research, and I got in at a fairly good point because people had already started to develop body shells for stuff that isn't normally available. 3D printed, Shapeways was at its height. It was a dark age, actually. But let's gloss over that. So I started with Thomas, who I can bring out. He has certainly aged as I have progressed my modeling, but I can bring him out, and he is certainly smug.
Wonderful.
But I've redone him a few times. He's been repainted. He's been relined because I started out with vinyl lining, moved on to water slides. He's in the midst of another proto rebuild. I'm gonna rebuild him again, strip him down because he needs it. He is from a 3D printed shell from Shapeways and he was built on a Bachmann Jinty chassis. Fairly accurate to the real prototype of the E2. Where do I go now?
Yeah. Can you actually hold up the model one more time, as I forgot to put you in the center stage?
He recently got a crew too. He is 3D printed.
Beautiful.
Gotta get it in focus right here.
Got lots of comments in the chat, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is even my favorite face. My tool. Where's my tool? My favorite face for Thomas is... Just flew across the ground, that's fine. It is... Get in there. There we go. There we go. There's Thomas in the books. There he is.
Looking good.
Grumpy as ever. Okay. But from there it spiraled. Diddy and Clarabelle, those are being replaced. No, those are, I think they're actually in storage still because they're not good. I can't even look at them. Then I decided to tackle my first ever real proper custom model. I decided to tackle Gordon. He's being replaced soon. But I still do have the original on hand.
Yeah, which, for the record, guys, is amazing.
And slightly falling apart still, but it's fine. He recently got a bunch of faces made. All the faces that you see on my models are custom, which is a given, but they're custom. They're super custom because I want to follow the books because everyone does TV series faces. So here's Gordon. He is another 3D printed shell. He runs on a Hornby Pacific chassis that was modified with LMS cylinders and valve gear because that's what he was given in the books, and of course a Fowler tender. He recently, a couple of years ago, went underneath a repaint. Chris was one of the first ones who saw that when I showed up broke into his house to run on his layout. But he is still probably one of my best in spite of all the shortcomings because he was a rush job.
Matt says in the chat, it was so fun when Gordon fell apart at Edison.
I don't want to talk about it, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, I don't want to talk about it. I'll go on a brief tangent. So at the last Edison show, he was running, and I still don't know what happened. But The brake linkage sort of caught the points, and it broke off and flung into the driving wheels.
Oh, wow.
Imagine my bafflement when I couldn't get him running until I turned him over 2 hours later. That was fine. I cut it off at that point. That's an easy part to replace. And then I was going to do James. James has gone through like 3 different versions. None of them have been finished. So we're going to ignore him. Don't worry, he exists in my mind.
That's where it all starts anyway. It's got to start in the mind. You got to have the mental picture first.
And then you put it in physical form and you're just disappointed. So you do it again. It's still not working. So then you just sort of hyper focus on it and then just keep coming back to it. And then ignore it, and then come back, and ignore it, and come back. I'm attacking way too many people with that, but they know. But I did also do an Edward. I cannot show him because he is in the UK for a complete chassis rebuild because it was an entire kit. It did not go well. The body turned out beautifully. The chassis did not. So he is currently in the UK for a complete chassis rebuild. It's a whole big thing. If you look on my Twitter, you can find images of him. Just add an @ right there to my name. Just do that. It'll be great. Trust me. You'll see a lot of other stuff too. Okay, what next? So this one is Henry. As I tried to pick him up. It's not working. There we go. So he is just a repaint of a Black 5. Fairly typical. He took way too long to do. He took a month, which was really too long. But I do have a batch of faces done for him, and he is, of course, wearing here his iconic face from the Enterprising Engines book, where before he performs the Super Rescue. I'm just gonna let people admire because nobody needs to see me. People just need to see the model. I do not know.
Are almost all of your models from the Railway series?
Oh yes.
That's your emphasis. They look amazing.
I did try to do TV series. It didn't go well. Apparently, I'm physically incapable. It turned out I can do realistic stuff, no problem. I can't do model stuff. I don't know why. I did try.
Everyone's got their own area of interest. I think it's great.
But next, let's see. I locked a few back here. So this one is a recent acquisition. He's fairly simple. It's Duck. He's a fairly simple one. I do want to eventually have him fully repainted to match closer to the books with the front of the tanks painted in the same Great Western livery. But this is a fairly simple conversion. Main thing is the number plate to match how he is on the books. And let me see if I can get it to focus. It says 5741 if people can't read it, which is his number in the books and as described by Audrey. He's a fairly simple one, though, so that's not really something impressive. Next one up I should show is Percy 2. There was a Percy 1. It was sold off and destroyed. I didn't feel that bad, to be honest. It was that model gave me trouble from day one. But Percy 2 is much nicer. This is once again using from the same company who did Thomas and Gordon. 3D print. This is running on a Hornby W4 chassis. Few custom touches, sprung buffers, and sprung link couplings. And he does have a paint interior, which you can sort of see. What I do want to do is get these rods chemically blackened so it matches. It's been driving me insane for 2 years. Next up, I'm just blazing through these. I'm sorry. Is Toby. He is a repaint of the Rapido model of his basis. Fairly simple, in theory. until you try to actually paint all the framework. He's still probably one of my best running models. Fairly simple job. I did do one major custom job, which is the bell was painted as well as the whistle up here. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up. And I did add a bell rope going off of pictures of the actual basis. On the note of Toby, there is a Henrietta in the works. I'm waiting for someone to build the kit because brass scares me. Sticking with Farquhar, though, we have Daisy, who was one of my, for all the wrong reasons, one of my toughest builds. She is a old Hornby class 101 DMU that was cut with I cut the back end off. I took an narrow power car, cut the front end off, and I stuck them together. It took a long time to get the seam this smooth, but I think this is the, no, it's not. This is the side where it was done, and I think I got it pretty flush. You can barely tell.
Looks seamless. It looks great.
And because I'm just that much into the detail, and I don't know if I can get the camera to focus, but you will notice on her destination boards I have put Farquhar and Knapford, because those are the two destinations that in the books Thomas's branch line starts and terminates. I'm trying. Well, I tried. I promise you it does say Knapford and Farquhar. Get back in there. All right, let's get you out. So this one, I think everyone will know, along with the rest of them, but this is Mavis. She was a complete 3D printed model, so I did have to do all the wasp stripes by hand. It wasn't fun. It broke me. I had to take a day, but I got it done. And then I had to do the back. I'm having flashbacks. All right, I'm getting over it. But the of note here is the decals. These are from Railway Mania. Excellent place to get Sudrian-based decals, Northwestern Scarloey, if you need them, including to upgrade your Bachmann stock. She is running on a Bachmann 04 chassis, which is correct because she is one, and she does in fact have a crew member. I think you can just see her. There she is. And I did get, once again, as usual, a bunch of faces for her. Actually may pop on another one right now, because this one has been on since Edison, and I forgot to take it off.
While you're reaching for the other face, you said the striping was a little bit difficult. Any special techniques you want to share?
Well,
because the results are terrific.
So what I did was I used a company called Fox Transfers, who are a British-based decal service, and they do a lot of prototypical stuff. So what happened was I bought their wasp stripes, expecting it to be all for waterslide transfers. There's two types really. There's either a single sheet or it's all pre-cut. So what you see on the edge is pre-cut. You just have to slide that off. One sheet it's all one sheet, and you have to cut along the lines. I didn't know the wasp stripes were one sheet.
Oh, gotcha.
So that was a lot of time cutting out every individual one, but I got it done in the end.
Worth the effort.
Thank you. Okay, let's get
Absolutely
that on.
fine fingers and good eyes. I could never do something like that.
And also, don't forget a pill to cry into at night. Here's another one of. This is one of my favorite for Mavis. Camera is not picking up her eyes that well. I promise you, the pupils are much bigger than they're appearing on camera. Let's see. This is one of my favorites because she's all pouty and angry. Next up, the twins. Not those twins. the Scottish ones. We'll start with these two. Should have just been a very simple repaint job. They're both made from the Bachmann 812s that I think are sold out now. These should have just been very simple repaint jobs. They both took me a year each, and there was a year gap between them. It should not have taken that long. I'm still ashamed of myself, but the results were good. Let's get Donald up. Probably my favorite face for him because it matches the one from Donald's Duck. And if you notice in the tender, we have something I will come back to, but it's hard to get a close up. There is in fact a dilly in there, 3D printed, that I sell. I will get back to that later in a bit, but she is there in Donald's tender. And he, again, he took way too long, but he is done. He is fully, he has etched works and nameplates from light railway stores. And I think he turned out pretty well. And then there's the one who's arguably the better twin, who is Douglas. Come here, you. No, don't do that. And here he is. As per pretty much all the ones I've shown, the transfers are water slide, except for the curves. Those had to be hand painted on. Every single curve here had to be hand painted. And these are still, these are probably, ironically, given their basis, these are probably my heaviest haulers. I have yet to reach their limit for a single one of them. I actually want to do a haulage test one day.
Yeah, and Tom, you have a question here from Dan. He asks, what shade of blue paint did you use for the Scottish twins?
So I used, they're the same shade as my other NWR blue engines. It's Tamiya Sky Blue. There are other blues from that company in particular, if you want to stick with them, available. But that's the one I use. And I'm in way too deep to change now. I figure we should move on to the scarp to narrow gauge stuff. Which is what I know most people who actually know me are probably waiting for. So, I'm going to pick up the webcam. Don't look. Don't look. There we go. So this is, I think, what most people will recognize from recently. This was the diorama I built for the recent Audrey extravaganza. This is based off the illustration with Duncan when he's stuck in the tunnel from Home at Last. I think I got fairly close. I trying to get in without blocking it too much. That's what. Focus.
That's awesome.
Just to compare with the illustration. Get it all in shot. And there is a little Easter egg that I start ever since the first one last year. I do now. This figure in particular is Audrey, which is all the figures here. Most of the figures here are all prints from Model U, and they do make Audrey. So this was a no-brainer, and now I just include them wherever I can if I'm doing any sort of diorama, because I have no self-control anymore for that. There we go. So, the rest of Scarlow stuff. I pull out. Now that that's been shown off, I have to pull him out. So neat. So, we'll start with number one. So this is my Mark II Scarlowy. The Mark I is now bouncing around somewhere in the UK. But this is the Mark I. Gotta focus it. There we go. So he is a complete... This is made from a Bachmann model. This is made from a Bachmann Scarlowy. completely repainted, custom RWS face, of course. This is where I can really start talking. So, list of things done to this. It's a lot. So I cut out the slab in the cab that blocks the front window, so now you can see through now. Handrails, all the molded handrails were filed down. Wire handrails were added to the tank. Smokebox handrail was added. Let's try to get a close up on that. Come on, there you go. Oh, this is horrifying with the way it's focusing. There we go. There is a smokebox handrail now. Obviously, he's in complete Skarloey Railway red and blue. He has, this is one of the major things, the cylinders and motion were from a kit that is, unfortunately, as far as I know, no longer being made. But it is an upgrade kit that they were making at one point, and it slims the cylinders down to similar to his sibling, Talchin, as she is in real life, with finer slide bars, and I'm pointing to it on the wrong side, but with finer slide bars and a crosshead, and of course thinner cylinders, which do actually change the profile a bit. I do have a backhead and crew in there now. The backhead I think is from Shapeways, which is now dead. But there is a crew, Model U once again, and if we look at the top, we can see boiler taps. These were from a spare dull occupication kit, which Light Railway Sailors also sell for the Bachmann Trains. I'll get to that one shortly, don't you worry. But these were from spare parts, so I decided to add these, because the real engine, of course, has them. Otherwise, he was a fairly simple repaint. Just add some etched plates. The wheels were completely repainted, so now they are all black. I retained these stock motion brackets because I was not dealing with short circuiting, and the stock Bachmann ones look fine. They don't need to be all the etched ones. Sometimes keeping the stock parts are fine. Other than that, he's a fairly good runner, unless he's on a hill. But yes, this is Skarloey Mark II.
You'll find that later, whatever it was.
No, it's fine. I think his driver just didn't have the will anymore. I'll fix it later. Next up, we have Renéus. So Renéus is also a Bachmann model. He is a complete repaint, and he was upgraded with the dual occupication kit, which Light Railway Sailors makes and sells. Try to focus. I know people don't want to see this. They want to see this. Focus. Oh, okay, well, I'm trying. So, obviously, he has complete custom RWS faces, and I have way more faces than I'm showing because it's a faff. But he is completely been upgraded. The cab is a complete replacement. The handrails are brass replacements. The bowler taps are brass add-ons, and the clack valves here are side add-ons. They're not clack valves. That's the wrong name. I forgot the name. He is pending a few more details that I need done in brass, but those are custom jobs that I'm waiting on. He has received a crew, as can be seen here. He also majorly received from the upgrade kit a funnel, a much thicker, beefier funnel, as per Dolgach. And splashers were also replaced compared to the stock model. And he was done up with the same lining decals as the rest of my Skarloey engines, the same lettering and the same lining. And he also has etch plates, etch number, and works place from Light Railway Stores. Oh, and a brass whistle. Because brass is brass. Why not go all out? So, that's Renéus. And he is probably one of my best runners out of the lot. I've never really had an issue with him, thankfully. Now, this is where I would have my number 3. Not yet. It's very unfortunate because I did acquire a kit for number 3. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. We'll see. But I'm going to take a break and I'm going to show off the diesels. So, this is Rusty. He is very small. Try to get on his face. He does have a custom face, and yes, it is that small. It is very small. Trying to come on. Focus. Focus.
Oh, you almost had it.
I have to hold this tiny light thing with 2 hands just to get this to focus. Okay, well, I tried. So, he is a Westcliff Works print. That's a name you're going to be hearing coming up a lot in a bit. He's a Westcliff work print, and he's running on a Japanese chassis. This is this is an accurate print to Midlander as she originally was before she was rebuilt in the 80s, which is what Rusty is. He is a Rustin 44 /48 diesel, horsepower diesel. So this is how he appears in the books. Complete custom. We have cab details in there. We have the control levers. I did add brass edge plates, and you can sort of see very faintly, very hard to see on the camera. You could see the rough outline. That is his name. It was not fun doing that. It's very tight there with the exhaust, but I got it done. Other than that, he's a pretty standard Westcliff work print of this model. And he runs fairly well, given he's on a 9-volt chassis. I had to be very delicate. Next up, we have Duke, who is a Kato model. Mostly just a case of a repaint, but I couldn't stop myself. The faces are, I think I can name this one. This one is definitely this is from the At Chair Lord, I think. But he is a fairly simple repaint. He is in a reddish brown livery as per the books, and with blue lining. And yes, in the books, if you look at the original paintings, he does in fact have blue lining. Not many people know that. It's not purple or black. It's blue. You can hate it if you want, but it's blue. So, on his tender, we have the MSR crest, which Railway Mania also sells, which I misimplied multiple times. Had to order a big sheet just because I kept putting it upside down. Otherwise, he's a fairly simple repaint, but there are a few noticeable mods. The first one is the tank and the nameplate. So this is from a Princess model in particular, which doesn't make that much of a difference because all the Kato models have the exact same nameplate length. The key thing is after I got the nameplates in, I took the nameplate piece from the original model, and I cut it in half, and I just cut bits and pieces out of both halves until they were just the perfect length. Put them into the model, lined them up, filled in the tanks again, painted it all back up, and now we have perfectly shortened nameplate lengths for his name. There it is. It's sort of in focus. Just Duke. That was one of the major mods. The other major mod I made was painting the red rods into a silver because I didn't like it. But the other major mod here I made was the MSR coupling / chorus coupling. So this was made using handrail knobs or stanchions. Try to focus. Come on. If I head behind it. There we go. I don't have my pliers on me. This was a mistake. I'm gonna use my knife.
Oh, don't do it.
I just realized that image is going to be taken out of context so much.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. That's great. People are going to screenshot that using trying to see what I'm doing using the camera while also not making it focus. So this is, as I feel my way around, not working. So this It's a valiant attempt. Anyway, so this is I made this using handrail knobs and handrail wire. This is actually a spare chain from the Rapido J70. But the point is, I'm gonna look now. There we go. So this does move up and down. The coupling hook loop loop. That's the correct name. I'm gonna be crucified if I get that one wrong. So this all does, in theory, if I do another one of these, I can probably make this all hook up. But that does move up and down. Yes, it took me a few days. It was not a fun few days, but I got it done nonetheless. Otherwise, this is Duke. He's just a fairly standard, if not heavily in-depth repaint. Taking a break from the engines, I have a collection of... I should have organized this before the stream. That's how unprepared I am. I have the Skarloey Railways vintage rake. Now, Agnes and Ruth are both made from Bachmann red coaches, narrow gauge red coaches, which are in fact
cool.
accurate. Which are accurate to their similarly numbered Talcon prototypes, which are coming out soon. I know that. They're just complete simple repaints. The faces are from a friend of mine called Junction Productions. She kindly made them for me, and I had them custom printed as decals. We then have Jemima, who is Coach 3, whose prototype is very similar to 1 and 2, but it's small. She's smaller in height and shorter by a foot, which you don't think is that much in scale until you put them side by side. I'll do that in a bit. So she is a Westcliff Works print of Coach 3. Very lovely model. However, she's being replaced soon because Westcliff made a new one, which I have here, which is definitely better. I have to contend is better. Same length and whatnot, just a few things were touched up. And this will eventually be the new Jemima. No, not Jemima. Yeah, Jemima. And I'm looking forward to that when that's done, but as it is now, this is my Ruth. My Jemima, you think I would know better after all these years. And just to give you an idea of how the size difference, you can see the length difference a bit, I think. So Coach 3 is shorter for both Talcon and Skarloey purposes. Let's put that out there. Next up, we have Lucy, who is once again a Bachmann model. She is the Bachmann Blue Coach, completely repainted. Fairly simple job. And all of them, I don't know if I showed this off, all of them do have individual coach numbers. And class numbers. Yeah, it's fine. And then we have the final member of the vintage, the Skarloey's vintage rake, which is Beatrice, the brake fin. So this is a ex-Meridian models kit. I know Westcliff also make one that's 3D printed, but this is the Meridian models. I got this as a damaged kit. Person who made it right here, you're supposed to cut off. It's on both sides. These elongating sections. The guy I bought it from cut it off on both ends. You're only supposed to cut it off on one end. So I bought it as a damaged kit, and I just managed to replicate it. And now that I'm looking at it, 3 years on, I could have done a much cleaner job. That's besides the point. But she's a fairly simple job. Nice fine details. I think fairly well built, and an air custom face. And then I have another ex-MSR member, Cora, who's a Rodning Stenning chorus van kit. Fairly well done. Custom handrails were added. She does have... I'll try to focus on it. There we go. Come on. All right, we're going to have to take my word. It does say SR there. And as usual, custom face. Very similar, actually, and I do own one, the Bachmann van, which is also based on Chorus number 6. Chorus Van 6. So if you want one that's similar, but more accurate TV show, there you go. Or if you just want a nice fan, because it works well as a fan, to be honest with you. I don't know why I still have it in the box. I need to get on that. Sticking with the coach rake, we have the open coaches. We have Ada. Custom faces by Junction Productions again. These are all Meridian Miles Penring coaches that I customized with buffer beans and Ronnie Standing oval head Talathin buffers.
Very cool.
And here's the other one. And the next one. The final one. Here's Mabel. Here we go. Just stack them back up.
Are those all just face distinctions then to differentiate the characters?
With them, yeah. It's mainly face
Okay.
distinctions.
I don't know if there's color changes or not.
And then I have this, also from Model U. The technically, legally not speaking, Fat Controller. See, try to... If I duck out, maybe it'll work. Focus, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Okay, no. This is painted up as the second Fat Controller, Charles Topham hat. Distinguishable by the blue vest. Stick. I also have this as a work in progress. This is a rough prototype by Westcliff. I would run it, but I broke the wires off. It's fine. I'll fix it eventually. But this is of I think it's supposed to. She plans a range of the older versions of Talathin, which are from before preservation, before the Gibbons rebuild, which were much shorter and way wonkier in proportion. You also have this that'll be built soon, and this is my next lead-in. So this is a kit of Stanhope, which is a tattoo as built with outside frames. A friend of mine makes this. I think his Twitter is DaneTank656. A very nice model. It comes with this very nice outside frame chassis. But the thing is what you can do. You take off the etched chassis. You take off the printed chassis, and you can in fact slot in if you want it to run. As I do it very, very roughly on camera. You can, in fact, use a Peter Sam chassis under this. This is not fully fitted, by the way, but this is it can run on a Bachmann Peter Sam chassis, which is correct because he's a tattoo, of course. So I actually recommend this if people want another type of tattoo that's not Peter Sam or Edward Thomas. But on the note of tattoos, here's the segue. Here is everyone's favorite boy. Come on. Come on. Do this for me. Focus on him. Come on. I hide behind. There we go. And there it goes. Okay. So this is Peter Sam, obviously. This is after he was given a running board and diesel injector in the late 60s, approximately. He does also have crew, as you can see. This is a 4D's body, representing this specific era of Edward Thomas, which is perfect for Peter Sam as he is today. And this, of course, runs on a Bachmann Peter Sam chassis. Everyone loves him. Look at that face. But he's a very good runner.
I say the same thing about Christian. Everybody loves him. Look at that face.
But as we start to wind down,
Easy, Ken. I'm not ready for this tonight.
I do have a few more coaches. So these are Gertrude and Millicent as they were rebuilt in the late Screws are coming loose. It's fine, I can fix this with a knife. Don't do what I'm doing right now. I'm using a knife as a screwdriver.
Tom, while you're dissecting that, I apologize for being tardy and hopping in and off, but all your models look really great. So excited
Thank you.
to catch some of it.
I think I fixed it. It's no longer going to fall off. So this is Gertrude and this is Gertrude, as she would have been rebuilt in the late 60s with doors on both sides. This is another Westcliff model. I asked Christian for permission, by the way. There you go. That's the email. So this is in our Westcliff model. This is Coach 9 on the Typhoon. Coach 10 for the SR. This is available in a number of forms. The screw is still falling off. It'll be fine, though. I'm holding it. She will eventually be getting a face, hopefully soon. But this is Gertrude, and this is Millicent. One of these days I can get this camera to actually zoom in. And there is a guards compartment in here, and I can't take it off because I glued the roof, which was a mistake. But there is a garbage compartment in here, and there is a brake. You can add a guard. You can add a teacup. Those are things that are sold in 00 scale. And there is, in fact, a brake handle, but I just cannot get the lighting just right. But those are also available. And I love these because I never have an issue when I put them on a layout. Matt can vouch for that one. If he's still there. But I think second to last is, for the SR stuff anyway, this is someone a lot of people are going to love. This is Fred, who is not even seen in the books. He is only mentioned in the companion novels, and he is based on the Talcans Railways Elf. I love this model. I love it so much.
Christian, did you know that?
I'm sorry, one more time? What was the
Did
question?
you know about Fred?
I've heard of the character,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Wow.
But Tom's the expert when it comes to the railway series, not me.
Fully king and cab detail. We got the bench. I fitted this model in particular with white metal buffers because I just wanted that. He is in our Westcliff print. He is just look up Alf when you order if you order from it. He runs on a Graham Farish, which is a subsidiary of Bachmann. 03/04 chassis. I modified it though because I took out the middle wheel. I took the shaft and I put it in the middle. So now it matches the real life basis, which is correct. So now he is an 04. He's an 040 with the WM. I think it is. He's got a jack shaft in the middle. Isn't it fun? But he is a very good runner. I really need to fit him with couplings though, because he is hefty and he doesn't pull anything. There are a few people may love this, so I offer this. This is a 1/6 scale Dilly Duck. This is the close-up scale. So far as I have been told, this is accurate scale-wise to the close-up prop. And the head is posable. The feet are posable, and the wings are posable to a degree. And I do sell that.
That's incredible.
Cool.
But this is available. And it's not just 1/6 scale close-up. As I reach back here to where I left it out of reach of myself, because I didn't think this through, we have so many other scales that I sell. Because yes, I am doing this. We have, there's no way the camera is going to pick this up. There's no way the camera picks this up. We have HO00 scale Dilly Ducks. And yes, they are this small. I do not sell them in singles. They're sold in packs. We have O scale. None of these are going to be focused. We have foam. We have gauge 1 scale, aka show scale of the original props. There we go. And bringing back to Bachmann, just for you guys, we have gauge 3, aka large scale dillies, just to go with your Bachmann large scale garden engines. There we go. We have dillies just for you too. And if anybody asks, no, I don't.
I forgive me here. I don't know the story on Dilly Duck. How does Dilly Duck fit in?
Dog.
So,
You got to see this one.
It was adapted for the show. It's a fun story. During the construction of Duck's branch line, the Arsbold line, Donald was sent to help. Duck kept going on. He made fun of him and called him a duck, effectively. So they left the duckling in his water tank, and the duck grew attached.
Gotcha.
Donald and I forgot what halt it was.
It's a great story. Love it.
And Dilly does appear after that story in that book. Dilly does appear a couple of times in a few illustrations. It's a nice bit of continuity. Most people don't know that either.
Fun.
I also have a few models that I promised I'd show off because I will be building them as SR versions. Ish. So this is a prototype, it's old, of the original Millicent as she was built, aka the original TR number 10 when it was an open coach. These are brass wires. I still need to finish this. It uses the same bogies as the other Gertrude Millicent. This is just a fun little guy. This is one of the TR engines. I think this is one of the ones they sold off, in fact. These are all Westcliff works. And I promised her I would mention this. And just for you people who want to recreate this year's Audrey Extravaganza Rusty, or last year's when the black paint ran off of the green, just for you guys, Westcliff does in fact offer a rebuilt Midlander, aka Fatlander. Yes, I do call her that. She's so fat compared. Get over here, Rusty. She's just so big compared. Otherwise, modeling is going fairly well, and this is relevant for the next one. But me and a friend of mine are doing custom etch plates orders. We can do ones to go with your other Bachmann air gauge engines. We recently got an order in. These are for Duke. These have the MSR work. These have his custom work plates, his number plates. We can do ones for Sir Handel. And we are doing some for Duncan, who is the big one. This is probably still my best. This is Duncan Mark III, technically. Mark II never got finished. But this is probably the pinnacle. I think most people will agree. Just gonna hide behind it. There we go. Come on. This is another Westcliff print. Their Douglas kit runs on a Bachmann Percy chassis, and yes, a Bachmann N-scale Percy chassis. This is what it runs on. It's very good. I have so many of them. It's bad. I've dismembered so many Bachmann Percys. But this is probably the kit I would recommend the most if you want the book accurate or the real prototype. A lot of detail here. The mix of print and actual wire. And I still do need to fit him with a crew. It is planned. I did do one other major, not even a major customization, but a notable one. I modified the cylinders. Now there's parts that come with the kit to give them the taller cylinders. One of the major things I did was, and it actually works better on this camera, is you will notice that it looks like it has a single slide bar setup. It does not. This is still the standard Bachmann Percy. I just painted the bottom the bottom slide bar in a gloss black, and I painted the bottom half of the crosshead in a gloss black. This works surprisingly well to make it look like it just has a single slide bar, as per the prototype, and as per the show too. Quite proud of that. Still works years later, because this is the second. This is really the second one. This is the chassis of the first. But he's probably the one I'm most proud of out of the entire lot I've shown off. One of these days I will get this to focus. There we go. He also has etch plates. He will be getting more soon, as I mentioned previously. But otherwise, that is, I think. Let me do a check over. Most of it. I do have one small thing I can show, though. Because as Edward is not here, he is in the UK, as I mentioned earlier, but I do have something to make up for that. I have two things to make up for that. I forgot a model was in there. So this is Birdie. This is the one I forgot. So Birdie is a Bachmann EFE, same company. Regal Class T. He was should have been a fairly simple repaint, and then the metal oxidized, which was not fun to deal with. But he is a fairly simple repaint. In theory, I did make some modifications. I gave him let's see if I can get it to focus, the number plate as seen in the books, and I modified the headlight, because on the real prototype, the headlight is mounted on the fender. On the model, it comes out from the grill. So I modified that, drilled it out, and now it's correctly on the grill with no connection to the fender. Otherwise, he was a fairly simple repaint. I still need to do things to him, but whatever. Now, to make up for the fact that Edward is not here, and is more than likely in pieces waiting to be rebuilt, I had a spare body that kind of got ruined. So there was only one thing reasonable to do, which was to make an Edward exploit version. So I tried to mimic the damage as best as I could in the books. A lot of breaking and filling was done. A lot of pain. It's hard to see, but I did do dirt and rust and bare metal. Look, it's just really hard to see. I saw that, Luke. Don't you nah me. But yes, that is. Oh, I forgot that handrail knob. Oh well.
Very neat. Great job, Tom.
But that is, I think, the end. Let me do one final check. I have too much. Well, technically I have Toad, but he's not done. Yeah, I think that's it.
Amazing.
Really neat stuff, Tom. You did a great
God,
job.
I hope that's it. And
Blown away, as was everyone in the chat. But I gotta tell you, man, I'm a little offended. I'm a little offended. You showed every season 1 character, or mentioned every season 1 character apart from one. What's my username?
well, Christian, I'm trying to find a good model to use. You know how hard it is to find the specific Caterpillar model, to try and get plans to then have a model made? Help me help you. Help me help you help me.
I'm just joking. I'm really amazing work, though. Really incredible.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Terrific. I got one quick question. You mentioned the description, or you told what the Scottish Twins blue was. But my question is, what's the blue of your walls? It looks like an early Thomas logo blue to me.
I don't want to talk about. Yeah, this room was painted years ago. I mean, literally, I was a kid, so I was like,
It looks good.
Bright blue. That would be a great idea. And I've been
And
stuck
the
with
doorway is a cloud.
Perfect.
If anybody's curious, though, on the paint, my SR red is a Tamiya spray Italian red. And the green you saw in Percy and Henry is the Tamaya Park green pot, not the spray. If anybody has any more questions or wants to see good pics of my models and the diorama, that name, just add an at. I'll be very, just go there. Just do that on Twitter.
Everything looked great, Tom.
Very
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you.
Great job. And
All right. So
Christian, sorry I was late, and I
and
actually
I was getting worried, man. Like, some people
Nah,
thought you were
Ken,
dying out in
I
the street
see-
or something, you know?
I see how it is. I'm on. You're late. I see how it is.
that's it. No, I wanted to see your stuff, and but Christian always does a great job, and I actually do have to pop off, so I apologize to Doug. So I'm not going to see the big reveal, but I know everybody's excited about it. But I did want to go over a couple of things, and then I'll let Christian to it. One for tonight's raffle. Christian, do you raffle anything?
I did not know.
Okay, we were going to raffle off your home layout.
No.
Ken, I'm afraid you're too late. I already stole it.
Christian may have a heart attack on camera.
Yeah.
But for this week's raffle, we're gonna do Edward and a HO raffle. So Bachmann 58746 is the product number, and it is, I believe this is a Christian exclusive that was slightly used on his videos. So
which means it's time for a Christian question, which I'm contemplating at the moment because I didn't even know about this, Ken.
Well, so. no questions this time. We're gonna change it up, Christian. And who knows that? And quite honestly, I think you're going to have to start to sign your used Bachmann Thomas items. So I'm sure everybody will want your autograph on these. But if you're around, I know you're busy doing a bunch of things. But for this time, what I would like to do, and hopefully we could get Doug back here. But
he's back.
Okay, for the reveal. We're going to raffle this off, and we're going to raffle it off. You have to retweet and tag Bachmann and tag Train World of the big Bachmann Thomas reveal tonight. So when Doug has a big reveal, I want you to tag Bachmann, tag Train World, and repost the screen and do a nice retweet, and we'll pick out a winner right where you're from. And we'll try to either direct message you. Usually it's on Twitter or Facebook, sometimes Instagram, but we'll pick out a winner. So you do a retweet, not of Edward, but of the Bachmann reveal, because we want those comments coming in. And I know Bachmann does a great job on their social media, and we'll make sure we reach out to you. And we've been adding anyone who tags us in an ad. We've been busy the next day just trying to communicate with all the Thomas fans out there. So we're going to raffle off this Edward. And I do have some other news I just want to cover before I hop off real quick, and I apologize for that. Bachmann is coming out with a ton of narrow gauge items, and just wanted to let other people know that Kato and Pico, we did start carrying some of the HON 30 track for their narrow gauge items. So if you're looking for Bachmann narrow gauge trains and track to go with it, you could do N scale track, and Bachmann Easy Track has a great N scale track. But if you're looking for certain to scale items, Kato and Pico has started to come out, and I know a lot of the Thomas fans have been really excited about that. Another task, Christian did a great video on bow. I don't know if we covered this last time, but I think this is a pretty new video. I'm not sure if it's going to play sounds, but this is Christian of doing the bow on, I believe this is your layout, right, Christian?
Yeah, that's right.
Before it was auctioned off.
Yeah. So Christian always does a great job with the Thomas videos, and you could find this on YouTube as well. So if you're looking to get an up close and personal bow, Christian really has an impressive layout and always does a great job promoting the Bachmann Thomas range. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like a real town.
Beautiful.
It's all about the
Very neat.
realism, Ken. You know,
That's it. Very cool.
you know when you're stuck in real life and you're dealing with tough times, got a beautiful model train layout as your utopia. What more can a man ask for, you know?
I mean, what else do you need? Who needs a bedroom? Get a sleeping bag. Sleep under the layout.
That's awesome. So really neat. And Bachman, we do have Bo in stock. Bo was like one of the huge amount of pre-orders, and we shipped a ton of them out. We have them in stock, so if you're looking for Bo, make sure you grab the Bachmann HO Bo. A lot of people were excited, and a lot of non-Thomas fans were excited about it too, because they did a whole skew of different numbers and road names as well. So really cool on that. Second to last item, the N-Scale Gordon Express brake coach and composite coaches are now listed online. We're taking pre-orders. Bachmann just got pricing on this, so we were able to list them up on our website. So if you type in 76090 or 76089, we did post it, and we could see our local Marty Yabba Dabba Doo. That's his big saying for Bachmann Thomas. He always comes in the store and he's so excited. I think he collects all the scales, whether it's G scale or whatever scale. But he's big into the Thomas items. So good to see you, Tuba, Marty. Good person, good individual. So glad to see you commenting on that. But these are the N-Scale brake coach and composite coach. So that's up, and we're taking pre-orders now. And Bachmann did just get back to me today on pricing for one of the last Thomas items that was announced in 2023. I'm not sure if Christian knows. This is a good Christian question to test him, because I didn't even tell him that we got the pricing today. We didn't list it online yet, but we're going to announce it tomorrow. But maybe we should tell them today. But Christian, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know the last Bachmann item that was announced in 2023 that we don't have pricing on yet?
Is it the
Who
blue
wants
open
to
carriage?
be a millionaire? Do you want to phone a friend? Call in a question?
I
or
actually,
do a 50-50?
I'm gonna take a guess. Is it the blue open carriage?
No.
It's not. Okay. All right.
Do you want to know the answer?
Is it bulgy?
Yes. So tomorrow we are going to put this on trainworld.com. So do not crash our website. So try not to panic and crash the website and do it in a one-by-one basis. But rush to trainworld.com, and we are going to take pre-orders. I know Christian. Look at Christian. He didn't even know. He was so excited. A surprise for the surprise before Doug surprise. So we're going to take pre-orders tomorrow. I know a lot of people are going to be excited and getting their pre-order in. So Bachmann, I know this was a late surprise, but we're doing a lot of new 2023 re-announcements for Bachmann. We're just getting the pricing. I know a lot of times when we announce them, people want to flood and reserve their order, but now you can. So I know Christian is going to take a time out to get his pre-order in right now.
You're calling him out. You're calling him out. I will.
I got nothing to say, Ken.
All right. But I unfortunately do have to pop up, but I just want to get those things in. Don't forget about the raffle. We are raffling off like banshees over here. So make sure you get the raffle when Doug has his surprise reveal. I'm going to catch it tomorrow. I won't even be able to catch it live. So I do apologize, Doug. But I will catch
What the heck,
it tomorrow.
man? Yo, we got 225 people watching right now.
I know. Everybody's excited for this. It's crazy. And if you're not signed up for the Thomas emails, make sure you sign up, because we're going to put those in the link so you could pre-order all your Thomas items. And Christian, you're doing a great job. I don't worry one bit when I'm off. I just like to. I miss you guys, so I just wanted to pop on real quick. But you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Agreed, Ken. Great to see you, and have good. We will miss you, but have a great rest of evening.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Tom, you want to say something real quick, or?
I will also say, on the first thing you said, buy the Pico track. Dear God, please, I beg you, if you're doing narrow gauge of any sort, buy the Pico track. Please, please, if you want the road bed, then get the Kato. Just buy, please. I beg you.
There you go. Well,
I
guys,
swear by the stuff.
that's great to hear, Tom, and thank you. And you had a great display. And sorry I cut in late, but I know nobody cares about me. They're all excited for Doug tonight because I saw the Twitter. Yeah, everybody was blowing up Twitter before. It was like crazy. Everybody posting, excited about Bachmann and what their reveal is going to be. And Bachmann on their Facebook page and their Twitter page, they posted of the great teaser reveal. So I know the anticipation is killing everyone. And everybody's saying, okay, goodbye. Doug's coming. So
I'm afraid for my wallet. This may break me. I'm scared of the sheer volume of them I'm going to have to order.
Well, the big reveal is going to be right up your alley, Tom. You know that.
But we're going to have to wait a little bit because we first have some NMRA announcements to go through, right, Doug?
Oh, my God. I didn't even know that.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So the suspense is going to continue.
All right. You know what? And I have my brochure handy, but not right in front of me. So do you have it?
I do, yes. I'm going to share my screen now.
Awesome. Wow, everybody's going to be going crazy, so excited. But you guys are in good hands between Doug, Christian, and Tom. Thank you guys. Have a great night. And I can't wait to catch the catch-up on Train World TV tomorrow.
It's going to be good, Ken. It's going to be real
Take care,
good.
Ken.
All right, take care, everyone.
See ya.
Later. All right. And now we transition to this. Can everyone see?
Yep, it's on.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. Alrighty.
All right, so we have the two mainland diesels there. Are you going to blow that up, or that's good?
I'm trying to. I don't know if I can get any closer than this. Let me just see.
Okay.
Nope. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I think that's the closest I can get on my laptop, unfortunately, but...
Okay. So yeah, the two diesel repaints there. Obviously we have several diesels in the line, and this is just a natural extension of that. New faces, new paint schemes to give more variety, and we think it'll be great additions to layouts.
Awesome. And Doug, a quick question. This may be premature, but are the eye mechanisms going to be adjusted for the diesel HO model to accommodate Sydney's eye position, or is it going to kind of be like a modified face, like the way the HO Paxton was? Some fans were wondering about that.
Probably to be determined. We haven't gotten that far on the development yet, so
Okay.
Have to give an update, later on that.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I think we're just excited to even get these characters, and the mainland diesel in particular was a big surprise for many of us. So.
Oh, good. We gotta have some surprises, right? Good deal. Then we got the flat wagon with drums. So that's just, we did the paint wagon previously, so we've got a variation on that, and updated tar wagon, and then the that's the clay wagon, right? I can't even.
China
Right?
clay wagon, yeah.
Yeah, the China clay wagon.
So is this a brand new tooling for the load, or is it going to be a different paint variant of the coal load, or?
It's going to be a differently tooled load to represent the different texture of the clay. It's not exactly the same as the coal. That's the plan right now.
Wow.
So I think we will have a new tool for that the clay load.
That's very exciting. I know that, yeah, and again, lots of fans were wondering about that as well, so I figured I'd ask.
Oh, sure.
Awesome. And that diesel fuel load wagon, that one there,
Hmm.
iconic piece. I remember very fondly from the show when I was a kid, so I'm just really excited to see that now added to the Bachmann line.
Excellent. And I know the paint wagon is in some demand, so this will be a variation on that. And I'm excited about to bring that back into the line, the drums.
Awesome. All right. And we will now transition to end scale.
All right. So obviously Henry is a big deal, and a nice natural progression in that line. So I think that is an exciting introduction, and it's a major project, relatively large locomotive in N scale. So that'll be good. And then, of course, we have Henrietta and Hannah. So I don't. Shall I show Hannah off?
Let's see it.
All right. Well, we'll just get through it. We might as well.
Well, yeah, do it later.
Then, pardon? No, we'll do it. We'll do it now.
Okay.
Because I don't think we have anything else in the brochure.
Okay.
That should be it.
All right. Sorry. Bear with me, guys. I apologize.
No, that's all right.
All right. Go.
Okay. So we developed Hannah in tandem with Henrietta, and here she is. I don't know if anybody saw her. She was at the at the NMRA show. She was there, so probably some people got some pictures of her then. But whoops, hopefully we'll get some better shots here. As Tom was trying to focus, get the camera to focus, I think we're pretty good right there. So there's the back, or the back, and then we'll get her face. Trying to show her eyebrows and everything. I'll move around a little bit to try and show all the elements of the face. A little bit hard with the lighting, but I think we're getting a pretty good shot of her. Is the face in focus? I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. So there's Hannah, and she will be out soon.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So Christian, where do you want to go next?
Oh man. Well, we got to build up to the big reveal. So.
Oh, yeah.
No, the issue is you've now given yourself the situation where you need to do everything else before Sir Handel.
No
A,
problem.
And make sure
Well,
no one leaves.
Maybe,
B,
perhaps, if you
you
don't
gotta
mind, I'll
mess
share
with
my
people.
screen. I'll share my screen one more time, just to show that image of the narrow gauge personnel, and then we'll transition back to the live, if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
Just so I don't forget. 'Cause I know
Okay,
a
yeah.
lot of
So
people-
just as an explanation, this is a compilation photo of the narrow gauge personnel. I didn't show it the last time because I had sent those samples to the NMRA convention. Unfortunately, it was a separate shipment, and the shipment actually got lost, and it never made it to the NMRA show. So this is the first showing of these narrow gauge personnel. There will be some paint changes, particularly the glasses on the narrow gauge controller will be reduced. They're a little heavy. Maybe a few other paint modifications. I think what I'm most proud of, if you will, is that even though this is their HO scale, everything's very small, but the Blue Mountain Quarry logo is actually somewhat recognizable on the uniform. So that was to get some representation of that was still recognizable was a challenge, but I think it came off pretty well.
Awesome. So yes, guys, they are still coming. No need to fear.
No worries on that. Just one lost shipment, unfortunately. Now, Christian, I'm told I thought I had showed this before. Have I shown the final painted sample of Sir Topham Hatt's car?
No, actually. So this is new for
Okay.
everyone.
All right. So this is a final sample. Um, and I think I think I showed it without the assembled base or the wheels, the
Oh,
chassis.
nice.
So let me make sure that's in focus. So we're really pleased with the way this came out. It's looking
Beautiful.
pretty sharp. So it's got the painted rear lights. I don't know if they're showing up on there. They are painted. It's not really showing up well on camera. In addition to the headlights. And there's just to show the roof, the overview. So, and the wheels do rotate. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but let me see if I can. Back wheels rotate as well as the front wheels. And then just to give you an idea, it's going to be a little difficult to hold everything in front of the camera here, but I'm going to hold up the Sir Topham Hatt figure for a size comparison. This is going to be tough. All right, let's see. Somewhere in there. So, you know, he's got his, try to back him up a little bit. So this is shown without the base and just gives you an idea of what they'll look like together. And I got my hand on his hat. That's covering up a lot too. So there you go.
Fantastic. Wow.
Sir Topham Hatt can now ride in style.
And again, just details like this are really going to enhance anyone's model railway collection and layouts. It's just going to be so cool to see that.
Absolutely. All right. So there's the car. Now, do you need to do the contest question? Oh, no, there's no question for the contest. So you're
No
done with
question.
that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So are we ready?
I think we are ready. Tom, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, let's do it. And this is right up Tom's alley too, after all those wonderful narrow gauge models he showed. All
After
right.
so many years.
So here is Sir Handel. I got to bring it up above the comments here, which is great. There we go.
Yes.
So this is the
Yes.
unpainted sample.
Yes.
And as we've done in some of our other narrow gauge locomotives, it is a combination of Thomas and Friends detailing and some Teleflin Railway detailing as well. So we'll rotate him around. The face is going to be a little hard to see because it's first shot black plastic there. So it's a little hard to get the detail. I'll try and rotate him around to get some of the face details. But with the light silver and the dark, it's just the contrast is just too great. All right, so open cab. All right, coming around from the back. And there is some different, we're flashing it out there. There we go. And I forgot which way it was. I think that's the opposite side, right?
Yeah.
Forgot which way I rotated it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now there are some details that are different depending on the side. The coal load is only on one side. You'll see that if I rotate it to the top. And there's some other detail differences based on both Tom's detailing and prototype. So just one thing here. I think this is more prototype, but this detail underneath here is different on that side. And then there's some of the piping details under the saddle tank are also different. It's going to be really hard to show that, but I will do my best. All right.
I love the Farquhar Studios comment. George is somewhere punching in the air right now. Sir Handel's rival. Oh, man.
All right. So Sir Handel has as I said, some features that will match up with Sir Hayden, right? For the Teleflin Railway. And you can see we're making good progress, and we're excited to share it with you tonight.
And there was a question, Doug, can HO figures fit inside that cab of Sir Handel's?
Yeah, you know, full-size figures, full-size humans sometimes have to duck in there depending on how tall they are. So I think it'll work fine.
Awesome.
I don't have a narrow gauge personnel figure to put in here, but it'll work.
An additional question. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
Is he like Peter Sam and have a driven trailing wheel?
Oh, no.
Nope.
No, the distance between the two drivers is a little bit greater. So this is not a driving wheel.
That is not an issue.
So unless I'm wrong on that, I don't think it is. I don't think so. I'll have to check on that. I don't actually remember. I'm going to reserve that answer because I forget. Right now it's not turning, which leads me to believe it is actually powered. Oh, you know what? It is powered.
It is? All right.
Yeah. All right. I can tell now by looking at the chassis cover. It's got the contour. So there's your answer there.
Nice.
Any other questions?
I just
Christian, he looks like he's got something.
Me?
Tom? No, yeah.
Me or Tom?
Either one.
Oh. I'm just looking at the comments. Everyone's going crazy, Doug. You know.
Okay, good. As you know, I cannot see the comments. So
only one other question. What do we need to do to get this next year?
Be patient. So no, 2025 should be good for this.
Absolutely.
I think based on what I'm seeing here, this is the best one of the lot. Good.
Well, I'm glad you like it. And some of this detailing here was that's all separate parts up here for the piping and the whistles. These valves up there. I'll show it in front of my shirt to be able to show them off a little bit. So that's all separate parts, and I'm glad we went to the trouble to do that because I think it really adds a lot to this model.
Yeah. Someone's actually asking, do you by any chance have a figure or like a driver you could put next to the model?
I don't. I don't have the narrow gauge personnel here but I don't have any other figures as well. I can hold up Sir Topham Hatt if you like.
That works.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, that's in scale.
Nice.
There you go. His feet are about just even with the cab floor there.
That's awesome.
I'm probably going to drop him here when I take my finger away, but I'm trying to show you I don't want to move my finger anymore. I'm going to drop him out of there. Yep, there he goes. Oh well, nope, got him again.
Well, it'll be Blue Tack to the rescue once we get him.
That's right. So that's what we got from Bachmann tonight.
Amazing. And once again, a huge turnout, Doug. 200 and something people were tuning in today, which is honestly
awesome.
The biggest turnout that we've had all in all these years of Thomas Tuesday, and like no surprise given that everyone's been super excited about.
It's
just definitely
beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I'm glad you like it, and like I said, we're happy to share with all your viewers, and I'm sure more people will see it as the video is watched in later days here.
Awesome.
Well, I can say this. This has ruined me financially. I'm going to be ruined when this comes out. I'm done.
Well, hopefully, let's look at the bright side. Hopefully, we have enough detail on here that you won't have to purchase extra editions, and that'll save you some money. Maybe? I'm trying here, Tom.
I know.
All
I
right.
can't. I'm trying to grab it in the screen. It's too far away though. Oh,
Do you want me
this was
to
worth
try
it.
and get it more in focus for you? There we
One more
go.
close-up shot, yeah.
All right. Is that a good angle, or I don't know what your...
I think just hold it there. Okay. Yeah, I think we got it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, good. All right, I think that about wraps up another action-packed Thomas Tuesday event. You know, Doug, I'm a little disappointed Ken's not here to see this because he would have loved to have seen the chat
He-
blow up, and he's missing
He,
out. So
he was
I'm gonna have some words to say for him in tomorrow's phone call.
he was late coming in. He missed most of my stuff, and he left before the reason the stream is happening.
The good news is the live stream exists online, YouTube channel or Train World TV channel. He'll see it.
Absolutely. All right, but everyone, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another action-packed Thomas Tuesday event for September 2024. I can't believe we're already at that point, as I always say. Tom, thanks so much for showing all your Railway
course.
Series models. The modeling work is just absolutely phenomenal and
I
inspiring.
do have to
for
say one more
countless
thing
people.
though.
Yeah.
Fred superiority. Fred.
Oh,
I'm done.
that was a good outro, Christian.
There you go. You should.
I appreciate the reminder, Doug.
No problem.
But Doug, thanks so much as always for showcasing all the latest products. Sir Handel being no exception. The painted Sir Topham Hatt's car, that was one I was very, very excited about. And I'm really happy with how that shade of blue turned out, very much.
Absolutely.
And
Happy to share.
great to see the photo of the narrow gauge personnel. A lot of people were concerned about those. And to go over all the new NMRA announcements for 2024. You know, like some folks were expecting just a very small batch of products given the amount that are already coming. But again, multiple for HO, multiple for N-Skill. I mean, it's incredible how far the Thomas line has gone. And the best days are still yet to come. I can feel it. As
Well,
next year is 2025, which means it's the 80th anniversary. So,
Yes, which means I am. I'm scared now.
Oh, that's right. Celebrating all the originals, Tom.
Don't you worry. I have the Bibble. I have it. I have it right here.
Yes,
It's
you
a
do.
reproduction, but same difference.
Very nice. Well, I appreciated seeing all your hard work and great results with all your engines as well, and seeing the Railway Series represented in fantastic models like that is just wonderful to see, especially on the eve of the 80th anniversary.
all right. And with that, everyone, thank you very much once again for tuning in. Happy Thomas Tuesday, and keep on modeling. Later, everyone.
So long.